This episode is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the #1 seller of games and gaming accessories. And GatheringMagic.com, the #1 resource for Magic the Gathering news and articles.
Today I'll be playing the green-white Maverick deck versus Drew Evan playing the Rogue Delver deck. I took Ben Stark's list from the GP for the most part. There's only one card difference and a few cards difference in the main deck. We added a Linvala over the Sylvan Library, a second Sylvan Library, and I believe the path got changed to something else, although what it is currently is escaping me. So the matchup seems pretty interesting. There's a lot of decisions to be made every turn. So the main way that we are going to beat Rug is by developing our mana past all of their disruption and playing a bigger creature than they can handle. To aid that, we have 4 Noble Hierarch, 4 Green Sun Zenith to get Dryad Arbor, and to a lesser degree, Knight can also ramp mana. Thalia is a very good tool versus them because their deck is very heavily reliant on cantrips, so making them cost 1 more makes their deck extremely inefficient. Jitte is pretty good versus them, not throwed by Mindcensor. Linvala blocks most of their guys, so it's fine. Scryb Ranger is pretty good. Ooze wins the late game as well as Knight. Mother of Runes is a huge pain in the ass for them to deal with. I think post-board I'm going to want the Linvala, 3 Path to Exile, the Life from the Loam, and Maze of Ith. Teeg isn't very good versus them because typically they board out Force versus you, and it just doesn't really do a whole lot. It's just a 2/2 for 2. With that being said, let's try to get to the first match. And here we go. Yes, I would like to play first. Sounds pretty good. Gonna get Savannah Hierarch, since our hand doesn't really play around Wasteland anyways, so we should just get as many green-white lands as possible. Depending on what he does here, I might just waste him back. If he plays a cantrip, I'm definitely just wasting him back. I think I'm gonna waste him back anyways. Oh, Lightning Bolt. Another one-lander for him. I mean, in that deck it's more often right than not right to keep a one-lander. Attack for 4. This is a race we can definitely win, since he has no lands. Okay, so he has Lightning Bolt online now, but that's still not a big deal. The question is, does he bolt now or not? And I guess he's gonna wait. I'm going to play Scavenging Ooze. It's going to be pretty hard for him to beat the double Mother of Runes here. I'll take another 3, go to 10. He's going to cast something because he really has to just try to catch up somehow. He might just brainstorm, yeah. Because he definitely has a lot of cards he can't cast. He just wants to hit a land here. Yep, he hit. Not a big deal. We're still in very good shape. 2, 3, 4. Not going to crack the canopy because I want to play Linvala through days. Or play that through days. It's pretty good here. Four, get in there. So even if he dazes, I'm not going to pay for it, and here's why. The only way I can lose is to bolt plus attack plus another bolt. Well, I guess that doesn't actually make very much sense. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have tapped that from... that was bad. Well, if I lose because of that, I don't know why. Yeah, I was just not supposed to play that. It was just better not to cast anything, actually, period. Trying to wait if I'd... Yeah. So I got punished for tapping the wrong land. Mindcensor, Pridemage is out. Fauna Shaman. Linvala. Could cut this on Library. I don't think it actually does anything. I mean, it does something, but it doesn't really do what we want it to do. Yeah, if I just don't cast Night there, I think I'm perfectly fine. Or if I cast it off Wasteland and just leave up Canopy. Yes, I would like to keep this hand. It's pretty good, again. The goose is loose. I will play Thalia this turn. Thalia just makes it really hard for him to do anything. If he has a forked wallet here, I guess it's pretty bad for me, but... I don't think he has it, otherwise he would have played it by now. Realistically, they usually only have 2 fork bolts in their deck. Let's see. Play Karakas to protect my Thalia. Play a 2/2 Knight. One thing I don't like about that list is it only has 5 fetch lands, so it's hard to get your knight out of bolt range. Like, it's basically impossible. Is there any reason not to activate Karakas? Not really. He just wants to play a cantrip, I guess. Probably, yeah, another bolt. He has to force this? I don't think he leaves in force first me. Oh. So he does. It's weird. Shows what I know. Not very much, apparently. Alright, you got a curse totem, buddy. Okay, Savannah. I'm gonna just pretend he doesn't have the bolt. Well, I guess I can just hold off his thing forever with Karakas. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll just cycle then. Thalia needs to stay back to block, unfortunately. Oh, no, that's not good. So he can't have 2 dazes anyway, so there's no reason to play this. I guess I'm gonna trade 2 guys for a mongoose. I think his last card's very good. Great. So if I peel land, I can green sun for 2 or 3, which I think is the plan. Go to 5. Let's see. Let's play some chump blockers. It's kind of baffling how Mongoose is so good here. Five lands out? I guess I don't really understand what's going on. Like, it's very strange for a Rogue player to play more than 3 lands, really? So I don't really know why he played more lands. Yeah, I just don't know. Match 2? Let's see what happens. Yeah, I would like to keep this hand. Mongoose. It's fine. So the options are get plains, get forest, or get savannah. I think I'm actually just going to get plains, even though it hurts me a little bit. I can't really afford to get wastelanded on turn 1 here. That's fine. Man, that guy is big. Oh, he's small again. Take 1. Run our thing into a potential daze. Which is fine. We're hunting for the daze. Nope, no daze. Cool with that. Fine with that as well. Just keep running out all the Thalias. No. Okay. Okay. So, Ooze mirrors are kinda stupid. I'm just gonna leave both my guys back because I can't actually attack. It's basically whoever gets more green sources is going to have a huge advantage. And that most likely favors me. I'm gonna waste him upkeep. Or I guess I'll waste him when he tries to ooze. I'm gonna eat my own Mother of Runes in response. Kinda have to hope he doesn't have a lightning bolt or another green source. Okay, he's just really dead by this point. Just gonna attack him. I'll give him the option of attacking me, but he obviously won't because If he attacks, I just remove one of his cards with Ooze, and then he's completely blown out. I mean, that play was not ideal for him. We'll go with that. Honestly, no respect. No respect. This hand is not very good, so I'm gonna mulligan it. This hand's a lot better. Man, he's so good at drawing Nimble Mongoose. I'm just gonna Wasteland him. Curse is foiled. Man, he kept a land-heavy hand. Kinda sucks for me. It's correct to play it pre-combat here, because I want to see if he'll daze. Alright, so he didn't daze, so I just attack. Is he gonna lightning bolt me again? No! Ah! Alright. Well, that would make that play wrong. I think it's still more likely he has daze than Fire Ice, because there's 4 dazes versus less than 4 Fire Ice. I will get a forest, play this Scavenging Ooze card. Pass the turn. Hope he doesn't have a lightning bolt. So, as I said before, I think the late game favors me, so I'm just going to try to drag the game out as long as possible. It's going to be pretty hard for him to beat a 4-4. I really wonder what's in his hand. Four fours are built for fighting. Alright, even if he has Submerge here, I'm still getting a Knight, which is much bigger than... Alright, well, doesn't have Submerge. Still gonna waste his... is there any reason to waste anything here? Not really. Just not going to. This one was not very threatening in this game. I will attack for 4. I will waste his red source inside combat. And Maze of Ith. Not really sure what his plan is here, but yeah, that's fine. Okay. I can eat 2 things, so he can't really make his guy too big. I guess if he had do I want to draw this thing in? Well, first off, I'm going to eat his instant because it's much safer. But I don't think I actually really want to draw this thing again, so I'll send it somewhere else. Well, maybe I should have redrawn it. I feel like it's only a 2/2 and we're in a top deck core, so it doesn't actually do a lot. Makes me feel justified in my decision, although I think it was right, but I could see how it might not be right. I guess his hand is full of like dazes and spell pierces. Well, that is a submerge. That's another submerge. I'm actually in pretty bad. Well, I'm not sure, but it's not going to be good for me. That's also not good for me. Okay. Well, that's to block my guy, so... Just gonna attack him with it. Ah, crap. I'm supposed to play my land. Oh. If he blocks with all, I'm actually fine with that because then he really has no clock whatsoever. And yeah, for those of you who are wondering, I was supposed to play my Maze of Ith so I can maze my guy after damage was dealt. I am perfectly fine with this. I'm not really sure what his plan is. So his hand was certainly two dead cards there. Alright, well, I guess that's a card. Shuffled on his ponder. So he can't really attack here because what'll happen is I don't even think I would really want to maze this guy. Well, I was just gonna bounce my guy with Karakas. This is kind of annoying. Delver. Okay, so we just play 2. Alright, I mean, that was certainly going to happen. Maze this guy. Alright, well that is a real card. I will equip it to Noble Hierarch. That's fine. Alright, I guess I can just kill his guy now. So if he attacks with Glyph again, I really don't think he has Submerged by this point, because he would have Submerged me a while ago. So I can just block his Glyph, pump my guy, resolve first strike damage, and shrink his guy. So he doesn't have a lightning bolt, otherwise he would just kill my guy. So this play becomes even safer. I guess his worst source of Fire Ice. He hasn't played one yet this game. Has he? No, he's played one. I think they have 3 in their deck. So apparently Ancient Grudge. That is sort of irritating. I mean, gain 2 is the correct play. 5/6 Glyph and 3/2. Maze his Glyph. Alternatively, I could have tried to go for the win, but by attacking twice, it seems kind of risky. Whoops, I was supposed to play it off Cavern, but... So the plan is block his Glyph with Thalia, bounce it with Karakas, maze his Aberration. Alternatively, I guess letting him damage me with both of those guys is not very good, but... This is kind of a weird game. Drawing a lot of lands, but in the abstract all my cards are so much more powerful than his, so it's fine. That is a card. Right, now we'll tap mana correctly. Should have tapped mana correctly before. I think, yeah, I just path this Glyph here. He doesn't have any basics in his deck, I'm pretty sure. Unless if he added one. But we saw that game where he cracked a fetch and just didn't find anything. So he doesn't have any in his deck, I'm pretty sure. That's a real card. So I can beat one Submerge anyways with my Mother of Runes, and he only has 2 left in his deck. So I think he's probably dead here. I guess he might Thought Scour into something good. Alright, we'll take it. He needs to play 3 bolts next turn to beat me. And that's not gonna happen now. Yeah. So that was kind of an interesting game too, in that it went really long. But the problem is, a lot of his cards are really bad in the late game. Even though he can brainstorm and ponder them away, he's just going to draw a high density of those cards anyways, because there's so many of them in his deck. Alright, on to the third and final match. I would like to keep this hand. It is good. Ponder. So I'm gonna play Forest Zenith for Arbor, because it plays around Wasteland better. Like, if he dazes the Zenith, then I still have Forest to play if he were to have Wasteland. So that's the plan. Shuffles off of his Ponder. It's not the one he was looking for. Dryad Arbor. Hope it doesn't die. Curses. I'm gonna get planes off of that. Play Thalia because he didn't daze last turn, so he's unlikely to have daze this turn. Or rather, I guess he just didn't choose to daze the thing. Oh, there goes that one. Hope he doesn't have... So he's played one Wasteland. I need the second white for Linvala, so I'm just gonna risk it here. Get Noble Hierarch. Alright. Or we could daze that one. Get another Savannah. Play this card. He needs Force or Daze for this one because it's a 3/4. I'm gonna actually just block and mother my guy, because he's played one of those. Play the Scavenging Ooze. Well, that certainly happened. I wasn't really expecting that one. Maybe I should have been. Block again. Block every time. Alright. I am going to send that farming. Waste his land. Zenith for 3. So, like, you guys might have wanted to wait to plow that thing to protect it versus Spell Pierce. The thing is, like, the Zenith was going to get Spell Pierced then if I just waited to plow his thing. I'd much rather have a knight than plow his ooze, because I can just wasteland all of his green sources. And then he loses. Like this 7/7, it's kind of big. That's a reasonably good one. And there's no reason to waste him now, because I want a blocker to not take damage. Again, I win the long game, so just waiting is much, much better. Yep. Oh, Sylvan. Put those two on top. Don't really want to keep either of those because they're pretty bad. Waste his green source. Again, no reason to attack. I'm not really afraid of what he can do with a single blue/red mana. Just have to not take damage and I'm gonna win the game. Man, those are some good ones. Pay 2 life to keep the Jitte. Don't really need a Pridemage. Waste his land. Waste. Play this Thalia, which locks him out essentially. Yep. I saw the writing on the wall. Get out the useless cards. Get in useful cards. 4. And life and Loam. So this is game 2. Sounds a little bit risky, but I think it's fine to keep. I'd rather him daze the Mother of Runes, so. Might get crushed this game, but that happens. Oh, that's not good for me at all. Oh boy. Into the Thalia mobile. Probably just dead though. Brainstorm upkeep? Oh. Take 6, go to 11. That's not good for me. Thought Scour in hand. Waste that. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's happening. I should have wasted his red source first. Oh, hope he doesn't have anything. Oh, good. I'm basically just dead. And that can happen. So, on to the final game of our 3-match set. Hopefully it'll be an interesting one. Yes, I would like to keep this hand. I'm gonna get Forest, Zenith for Dryad Arbor. So, going to Noble Hierarch? Swing for 2. And hope he doesn't have a Fire Ice, because that would be bad news in capital letters. Photo White. Man, if he had Forked Bolt here, it would be blowout, but his list doesn't have it, so don't have to worry too much about that. Gonna Zenith for 1 because I need some manas. Yeah, that's awkward. Problem is like, it's impossible to figure out what I should do there because well, it's much better for me than the alternatives of kill your guys, all your guys. This is kind of an irritating game. I guess I want to leave up path in case if he actually does draw a Fire Ice or a Bolt. Because I definitely need a land. If he decides to go after my creatures. Convenient. Alright, maybe we'll send that plowing. Yeah, I'm gonna waste his red source. And not block his thing. I'm leaving up green to eat my own creatures, slash his graveyard. Just taking it here. In that case, I need something from your graveyard, you jerk. That's not good at all. Alright. I'm gonna offer the trade. Yeah, I think that's right. He has way too many cards in his graveyard to try to do anything else. If he doesn't draw more mongoose, I can just kill them. Here. Oh, that is not good. Alright, well. Let him waste me. I don't really have a choice here. I guess I should have plowed then pathed if I thought he had Pierce, but I didn't think he had it. I'm gonna main phase this. No reason to get that snared. It's pretty important here. Luckily, that never counters that. Attack with Dryad Arbor. I'm completely willing to trade that for that. So where does he use? One. Alright. Let's see what he's got. No attacks? That's what you got? Well, I'm going to attack with Thalia for 3. Volcanic. Brainstorm. It's also worth noting he can't submerge Scryb Ranger, even if he draws Submerge. Protection from blue is so good, even if the bottom text isn't really relevant here. It's a tough brainstorm for him. Can't really cast that one right now, but it's good to have in reserve, I guess. Thoughts Cover, upkeep. Yeah, it looks like, yep. Just gonna keep attacking. Do you think he has a Daze in his hand? I don't think so. He doesn't have a bolt, because he would have bolted the Scryb Ranger a long time ago. So, we'll expose something to Submerge, but I guess he didn't have it. It's going to be pretty hard for him to win here. That's cute. I guess he's just like, so you're going to board in these 3/4 flyers. I'm going to attack him with Gilded Trick next turn, so it's not a big deal. Let's see if we can draw something good this first. Nah, nothing good ever. 4/4 flyer, get in there. Also, it's pretty cute that if I had drawn Karakas, I just bounce that to my hand. So he did have a lightning bolt. Oh, I should just waste him. No, that doesn't do anything. Alright, well. He's at 2, so if he attacks with anything, I just attack him back. Seems fine. See what he's got. Yes, it's a creature here. No. Alright, come on, Karakas one time, please. Yes, justice! And that is green-white versus Rug. So, to summarize what happened in those games and how the matchup generally plays out, I think game 1 is pretty close on both sides. I think I'm slightly ahead. I have a few dead cards that I don't really want to draw, but Aven Mindcensor, Pridemage, Fauna Shaman, and Sylvan Library are not optimal. I mean, they're fine, but they're not the best cards to draw. Post-board, I get to cut those for 3 more paths, a Linvala, and Life in Loam, and all of these cards are very good versus him. Linvala in particular just blocks all of his guys except for Tarmogoyf, which is pretty good. You notice in the last match he had Gilded Drake to steal it. I think this is sort of in response to the fact that it's really hard for him to kill me through Linvala. And also in the post-board game, since I have 7 removal spells, I have so much time on my side if he doesn't have a fast draw, like Mongoose into countering some stuff, or Delver into countering some stuff, that I can afford to play around most of his counters and get to my big guys. Curse Totem is annoying, but surprisingly, I still won that last game through a Curse Totem. I was even slightly mana screwed, but it's just really hard for him to kill me through a Scryb Ranger for his Delvers. And just like in general, I play way more conservatively. I don't actually try to kill them very fast because, as I believe, the longer the matchup goes on, the better it is for me. So I just did that, and that plan generally works versus them. Also, Wasteland is very good versus them, since they don't actually have many actual lands in their deck. I think they have like 10 actual lands, 3 of each Blue Dual and 4 Wasteland, and 9 fetches, which means you can potentially Wasteland them out of a color, or just keep them very low in lands in general. So yeah, that's about it. I think I'll be trying to do another video with him soon. If you guys want to see a particular matchup, let us know and we'll try to make it happen. I'm also not averse to doing videos of other formats if people want to see anything in particular. So just let me know. And thanks for watching.